Hi everyone, John the Bee-Man Saunders here again. I thought it would be quite interesting to make a video on when wasps attack your hive and wipe them all out, what to do, because whilst I was away in Italy on a lovely holiday for 2 weeks, the wasps decided to completely rob 2 of my hives. When I came back, what I did was I reduced the entrance really small, 1 bee space, and I put some wasp traps out, but the pheromones was in the hive from the wasps robbing, and there was no stopping them. It was carnage, it was like Armageddon. There was thousands of bees and wasps all killed, and I did take a picture of the carnage. I don't know whether I'll be able to load it onto the video, but so what I've done now is because the wasps was in the apiary down the road and I couldn't stop them, I brought them, it's not far from the apiary to my garden, but I brought the 2 hives up to the garden. This was one hive and this was the other, and I've united them together. So I thought it'd be interesting for you to see how to unite hives. It's quite an interesting video, and if you look now where I've united them, there's a lot of bees going in and out. They're strong enough to defend any wasps. They're doing very well, and it's only been a few days, a couple more days, and there's a queen excluder in here. I'm going to take that off, and that'll be in the video. You'll be able to see that as you carry on watching this video, and have a look to see how the hive is getting on now at the end of the video. So if you stay with us and have a look, you'll see how to unite the hives. It all looks a bit messy, but it's probably because I wasn't tidy enough with all the equipment. I should have moved it further away, but anyway, that's the truth of how I done it, and it is a bit messy. It's nice to be honest and, you know, show you the bad bits about my beekeeping as well as the good bits. So stay tuned, carry on looking, and I hope you find it interesting. This queen in here is 3 years old, so this is the one I'll be dispatching, and this one is the one that I got this year, and you can see on my videos where I've introduced this 2018 queen. So there's a wasp there now, yeah. So, and there's another one there, but they're not getting in. They've stopped. There's one there, look, but they're not thousands of them getting in now. So I'll unite them. I'm gonna, instead of dispatching this queen like quite most people do, I bank this into an apidare. So I keep it for a week or so with a few bees and some food, and as long as it unites okay, you know, then that's it. But if for some reason they kill this queen, you go into winter with a lot of bees and no queens. So I always think it's best to bank your queen. I'll show you how to do that. There's a wasp there now trying to run all 2 there, but they're not doing any real damage now. So I'll show you how to bank the queen. Excuse the noise, there's someone next door with a leaf blower, I think. So right, we're going to have a look in here now. We obviously got to find the queen out here and put in this apidare. It's just a little box, like that with entrance, and you know, it's in these apidares, everyone, I don't know, but they're just little hives really, so you can put your queen in there, some stores, a bit of fondant or something, and a few bees, and that'll keep her alive for a few days. So a little bit of syrup. This hive did have a brood and a half, but what I did is I put the crown board up here and put the super or the half brood box up here, so that they think it's out the hive now. Clean it out a bit. In fact, they have, it's all gone. They've cleaned all this out. Amazing. It's lovely and clean. and they took it downstairs in that box, so yeah, look, completely empty. So I've got a nice clean box now. That's one thing I've got out of the hive, isn't it, for this next year. I'll put that over here. I did put a queen excluder on here just in case the queen did go up, you know. Keep that out, that's double safety. Right, so now we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Here's the, I'm going to give them a little bit of smoke because there's an actual wasp there now. Nasty things, get out. That's a wasp. Right. I did want to put a little bit of foundation out of here. A little bit of storage. This has actually got a little bit of honey in this. What I normally do is chop a bit of this out. Chop a bit out like that. I'll put that in there. Just like that. That'll give them something. They've got straws and they've got a bit of honeycomb. So put that in there. Right, now we want the queen. Take this away. That's my bee trap, no wasp traps. Take that away. We want the bees and the queen in there now. Right, it's open, we can find the queen. It's a dummy board, put that down there. Eventually, now this is going to go on there, but eventually the whole hive will go on this stand. I'll put these close enough together so they will migrate. The key is they don't fight. But I've done it on a day when they're out a bit, so they're coming in with nectar and pollen. So any flying bees will have nectar and pollen on them, so they'll be much more easily introduced. But we're looking for the queen. I know she's marked with a white dot, this queen. Yeah, she's got a white dot, this one, so looking for the queen. Here's my queen on here. All I've got to do now is get this queen, pick her up by the wings like that, pop her in there. Then I want some of these bees in there, just like that. Yeah. Probably even give her a couple more. Yeah. Now that's the queen in there. I will give her some more bees in a minute, show you how we do that. Watch So we know the queen's in there now. Nasty things in wasps. There's still quite a few wasps here. Put the lid on a minute just to keep them a bit quiet. There was some newspaper on this one. Make sure this queen's not on there. No queen. That's alright, definitely not on. You don't want to make a mistake and move the queen. It's okay. Right, now we want the paper. One like that. And I'll put a queen excluder on. That's to keep the paper down and to stop the queen going straight upstairs and getting killed by the others. So that's that. What you want now is this on there. Well, obviously I've got the tape on there. Yeah, take the tape off. Now over there. That. Okay. What I can do now is I put this apidare here, this one. I can get a few more bees back in here. So like that. They'll be in there in a minute, all them bees. And they'll look after the queen for me. So I'll let quite a few go in. That. This all looks a bit messy, but it will settle down. See, these bees will unite with these bees and they'll eat through this newspaper. We should have put a couple of splits in that, see, I forgot. We normally put a couple of splits in that, like that. Just to get them going, just a little bit through the paper, like that. That's it. Better. straighten it all up nice and neat. They are going in there. They are slowly going in, so I'll let them go in. And once there's enough in there, once I know there's enough in there, I'll take that away. Move that 2 miles away. And or 3 miles, you know, but I always find 2's enough. Then reorientate to that queen, and it's got feed in there and some pollen and some honey, so you know, she'll be alright, she'll keep alive. And if anything does happen to this queen, I've got this one to go in its place. You see they're just going in there, it's fine. Leave them for a little bit. So although the wasps have really done damage, we've managed to save it. I've got a feeder on top, so the bees have got plenty of things to get them back to strength again. Loads of bees, loads of frames of brood and that, and so that's the best way to. In about 5 or 7 days time, I'll take that queen excluder out. In about a week really, I'll take the queen excluder out, and that'll all be fine again. So I'll put this on. Look, this is the that's the spacer for the feeder. Yeah, it's a little bit upsetting for them. There we are. Now I had that blue tape on there. Got a wasp. Get that. Dead wasp. That blue tape which I had on the other hive. Put that on there. I had blue tape on the other hive that was there. I'll put it there now, so that'll help orientate the bees to that hive as well. And eventually this will be on this stand. Right, so now I've got enough bees on there now. What I've got to do now is close this up to keep them in. This is the bit you've got to be careful, don't squash any bees. That's it. Right, that's her in there now. I've got to just brush these bees off here now. The ones that are on that. Brush these off. They don't like it much, but I've got to get them out for there now, and I'll move this. I'll make sure I get every one of these off. Oh. That's it. Well, like that. And I'll move this away. Right then, so we've got the queen in there. We've got the brood box there that's queenless now. Queen excluder with a piece of paper, holes in it, and now they should reunite with no problem. But there's a few flying bees that are coming back here. All we've got to do is dump them on the ground just there. See? And those now with the pollen will go in there and they will be accepted. I'm even going to make the entrance a bit bigger. Like that there. There we are. That's really how you unite a hive together. Save it from the robbing wasps. I did my best down the other apiary, but oh well, that's beekeeping for you. Here we are then, it's about 6 days later, and the bees are really active. They're going in with loads of pollen, really busy, but I know there's a bit of a storm front coming on. I want to take this queen excluder out before the bad weather comes so I can leave them to it. So I'll take the queen excluder out now and just check that they are all okay. So let's have a little quick look. Give them a little bit of smoke. Yeah. I've got a feeder on here. Take this off. That's a crack board. What I did was I put these in there on the top above the hive with the clean out which they have. Pretty well cleaned out, these two. So take them out. Put them down there a minute. Pretty well cleaned out. That's my spacer, feeder. Small hole here which allowed the bees to come up to clean the two frames that I put in there. Clean that out, let's clean them out, just give them a bit of smoke. Right, like that. Well, there should be no queen up here, so we haven't got to worry about the queen. We'll just put that back now. There's a hole here, I'm going to cover the hole up now to stop the bees going in and out from that entrance. That. You can take this off, I'll go straight here, I think, take this off. Go straight on that, lift this off, put that one there. Right, here's my queen excluder, put that off, don't need that anymore. There we are. There's no queen on there, that's okay. Put that in front, just a minute. I'll get the camera and let you have a look, see what it looks like in there. There we are, if you have a look. They've eaten all through there and there, and there's quite a lot of bees in there now because they're all joined up. That's what it looks like. I'm going to clear the paper away. I'll clear this paper off gently. I'll give them a little bit of smoke. There's a lot of bees in here now, it looks nice. Yeah, that's all the... Put them down there for a minute, that bit of paper. Any little flying bees will come back. We'll have a look in here now just to check we've got eggs. And they haven't killed the queen. If you've got eggs, don't need to see the queen as long as there's eggs. It's quite light, that frame, because they've been robbed by the wasps. There's not a lot of stores in here, but I'll be feeding them up, so there's good frames of bees in here now. Loads of larvae there, cat brood. There's plenty of cat brood. There's a little bit of chalk brood in here, but that is because there wasn't enough bees to keep the brood in good condition. Now there's a lot of bees, probably won't get any chalk brood. We'll keep an eye on that. Right, have a look in here. We're looking for eggs really. And there's eggs in there. Yep. No problem. There's eggs this side too. Queen could be on here, but she isn't. She's not on that one. One there with loads of pollen. They're actually quite calm. Let's have a look in the next one. So we'll put it back together again now, it's not a problem. Yeah, they're not being too tetchy, are they? Oh, there's the queen. Yes, she's there alive. She's gone through a hole actually. Yep, she's just in there, but you can't see her. Oh, here she comes now. If the camera can pick it up, she's just there where my finger is. Show you quick. There she is there, look. Just there with the red dot. So I'll put that back as good as anything, that. So we'll put it all back now, I won't disturb it anymore. So that's a successful unite, all the papers out. Now I'm going to put the top box on. That top box will be on there. Now I want to check in here, make sure there's no queen cells. Where I united them, you know, it's possible they could have made some queen cells, so we'll just check. Right, we're checking this top box now. It's full of stores, that one, full of honey, look, nectar, full to the top. What's this one? That's full of honey, completely. There's some patchy brood here. That's where the brood has emerged here. They filled it up with nectar. Well, as the brood is emerging, they are filling it up with nectar. There's no queen cells there, just to check. We do want a queen coming out now and destroying our queen downstairs, so we're, yeah, it's just the same. As they've emerged, they're filling it up with nectar. because the queen couldn't get up here to lay eggs, so yeah, they're filling it right up with nectar. And this side, I've really used this as a super now because there was a queen excluder. They've filled it up with honey. Let's see what's in this one. That's not a very good frame, look. Haven't even drawn that one out. But we'll leave it in there because if there's enough straws, once it gets full, they tend to go to them odd frames then. If it's a bit of a funny frame, they'll fill that up too. Yeah. Right, there's definitely no queen cells in here. This is just honey, and there's a little bit of room in there for the queen to lay eggs now. She can come up there and lay some eggs in here. She might do. It's getting near the end of the season form, but you know, now she's got room and there's a lot of bees here, she might make a trip up here, so that's fine. There's no queen cells. It's united okay. We'll close this up now. Close this right up. That's it. I've got this feeder. There's my feeder, which I've got a bit of syrup in there. I want to keep topping that up. That's it. Now we put the spacer on for the feeder. We've got the crown board on there. We've got them joined now with no queen excluder, and we've got the feeder. And now the lid. Here's my little apidare. I'll put the queen in there, and they've been in there a few days now. They're going in and out fine. I've also managed to find a friend in the Bee Society that actually lost one of the queens in the hive going into winter. So just for going into winter, get it through the winter and into the spring, and then they'll probably supersede the queen. At least it'll help him out, and I won't have to destroy the queen because it's a good queen even though it's a bit older. So we'll have a little look inside to give you a little understanding of how they're getting on. So there's the little apidare there. I'll let you have a look inside it. There we are. You can see, maybe you can see the bees in there doing quite well. There we are. I'll just show you how they're getting on. Gently get this up like this. Actually the queen's on there, look. There's the queen just there, if you can see her, marked with the white dot. I don't know if they've been laying eggs, or she has. Can't see any eggs that side. I don't know if there's any eggs this side. looks okay anyway. Have a look in here. It's got a bit joined up, this one. Yeah, it's dropped a little bit there, that one. It's okay, they can manage it. Put that back up in there. Push it up like that. That's just the honeycomb has fallen down a little bit. They're all okay in there. The queen's okay, I've seen it in there, and they've all reorientated. Look, whilst I was looking at it in here, they've all gone back and they're saying the queen's in there, and all the flying bees are going in. Look, they're taking in a lot of pollen, so she's alright anyway, and all the flying bees will go back in there after me taking it and putting it here. They're going back in now, and the queen will be right, and my friend will have that, and it'll be fine. There we are then. That's another successful unite of 2 hives together, 2 weak hives robbed by the wasps even, and you can see that the bees are going in here now with loads of pollen on. It's a very strong hive now, so it's worked. We've done very well, and yeah, there's a lot of pollen and nectar going in here, you can see, and so this hive now is strong and healthy. It's got no varroa, and there's 2 brood boxes here with loads of eggs in and stores for the winter, so I can only say this was a success. It's great that someone's had the old queen from here just for the winter to help them through the winter with their hive, and you know, I really do enjoy keeping bees, so please like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to look at all the other videos on my channel. Just click on John B-Man Saunders and you'll see a whole range of videos on different things of beekeeping. So bye for now from John B-Man Saunders again, and see you all soon.